So apparently, the United States is potentially planning on doing strikes on drug traffickers inside of Venezuela, and strikes within that country's borders could potentially begin in a matter of weeks. Well, let's see what they had to say about it, shall we?
U.S. could be planning strikes inside that country. Gabe Gutierrez is at the White House live for us tonight. And Gabe, what have you learned?
Interesting.
Hi, Tom. NBC News has learned that U.S. military officials are drawing up options to target drug traffickers inside.
All right, so they're drawing up options. That doesn't mean that they're planning it yet. That just means that they're putting their options on the table, so to speak, so that way they can weigh their options and determine what the best decision is.
Venezuela, possibly in a matter of weeks. That's according to 2 U.S. officials familiar with the planning and 2 other sources familiar with the discussions. The sources say the president has not approved any of the plans yet, which include drone strikes targeting drug labs. The Trump administration says it's blown up boats near Venezuela that were used by drug traffickers. But the Venezuelan government has denied it, and the country's leader, Nicolás Maduro, says the U.S. wants to force him from power. A senior administration official says Middle Eastern allies have served as intermediaries in talks with Venezuela.
Yeah. Well, let's see. 2 U.S. officials familiar with the planning and 2 other sources familiar with the discussions are the ones that have said this, apparently. They spoke on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to discuss the plans publicly. I wonder if the fact that they were not authorized to discuss the plans publicly means that they violated OPSEC. I wonder who those people were. Anyway, striking inside Venezuela would be another escalation. I mean, yeah, because like going from striking drug boats that are off the coast of Venezuela is a whole different ball game from taking drones and doing strikes inside of Venezuela proper, like within their borders. See, in recent weeks, the U.S. military struck at least 3 boats from Venezuela carrying narco traffickers and drugs that could threaten Americans, according to President Donald Trump and the administration. They didn't provide, they have not provided evidence that drugs were on these boats, but an official in the Dominican Republic, alongside one from the U.S. Embassy there, did say at a press conference Sunday that drugs were found in the water after one strike. The majority of the drugs are coming out of the Maracaibo port. All we have to do is block it. The Maracaibo port. Where is that? Oh wow, we're looking all the way over there. Let's look. Let's take a gander. Oh, where's that? It's Cabo Verde. That's not it. All right, there's Caracas. Oh, Maracaibo. All right, so this is Venezuela right here. Wait, hold on. Let's bring it right there in the center of the screen. So this is Venezuela, right? Pretty big little territory here. They got a lot of jungle, man. They got a lot of jungle over there. There's a lot. Imagine how many, like, white substance factories there are in these jungles right here. I mean, they share a border with Colombia, so I'm sure that like there's definitely stuff going on. And there's also probably some super crazy like Amazon rainforest stuff down there. Anyway, apparently you're saying that Maracaibo, this place right here, is where all of the drugs come through? We just have to figure out a way to block it. Apparently, it only takes about 3 weeks to notice a difference in cat dander. Yeah. 3 weeks is a long time, though. It's a long time. Let's be real. Laws have never stopped the U.S. in Central or South America. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Look at the size of this city, though. That is a freaking huge city. I mean, that is a sprawling cityscape. Wow. It looks like things are just stacked up on top of each other. This is like the suburbs, kind of. They got a pretty big highway there. Let's see. Hospital. They got any like skyscrapers in here? Or is it just like a bunch of... Wait, here we go. Maybe. That's like urban stuff. It's not really skyscrapers. Yeah. I don't know. This kind of looks like some parts of LA. Oh, maybe this is it. These look like the big buildings. Yeah. Some big ones right there. Yeah, here's some skyscrapers. That's a freaking big city, dude. That's a really big city. That's like... Yeah, Maracaibo's like Los Angeles or something. Pretty big. Do you have air filters for my rooms? I probably need to get some. I'm gonna keel over before 3 weeks, dude. I'm trying not to. But yeah, so if they could block this port, which they could easily do. I mean, it's right next to Aruba and Curacao. They can't get through here, so if you could block this bay, you just stop everything from leaving. They'd have to find other ways to get out. But think about this. There's like all this jungle. All this jungle around here probably leads to like little boats that can take stuff across this lake up to the city and probably like pop in there incognito. And they got a bunch of mountains and stuff, and Colombia's right in here. So like there's tons of crazy jungle. Dude, there is probably straight lawless places all over the place in these like thick wooded areas out there. I guarantee that. Guarantee that. And there's also piranhas probably in here. I would bet. I'd be willing to bet there's piranhas in there. What do you guys think? You think there's piranhas in that water? I bet there's piranhas in there. I bet there's piraiba in there too. Bet there's a whole lot of stuff in there. I bet they have those eels that swim up your urethra in there. Yep. They definitely got those little urethra worms that like swim in your urethra and then like lay eggs in there and stuff. Pretty scary. Pretty scary stuff.